Mr. Speaker, I'm grateful for the times of both my colleagues, and I want to recognize the extraordinary commitment of my colleague, Mr. Pittenger, the commitment that he's made to counterterrorism and trying to protect the safety and security of the United States. I will say, though, Mr. Speaker, I did work as a legal aid attorney, a legal aid volunteer many years ago when I was a law student. We spent countless hours trying to keep a roof over the head of tenants who were being kicked out of their homes through no fault of their own because a landlord wasn't paying a mortgage. Now, you had people that were going homeless because they did nothing wrong but couldn't avail themselves of an attorney. To try to find now ways to gut that funding when, with low interest rates, one of the key methods of funding for legal services across this country are IOLTA accounts, interest on lawyers' trust accounts. Because of low interest rates, that funding has been basically non-existent. In Massachusetts, that went from about $34 million a year down to $4 million a year. We are gutting a very basic tenet of what this country is all about. We spend so much time in these chambers, Mr. Speaker, talking about how these laws are going to be are shaped to touch people's lives, and very little time speaking about the enforcement and the protections that they provide. This is that moment, and I ask my colleagues to vote no on the amendment.
The gentleman's time has expired. The gentleman from North Carolina.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, I acknowledge the wonderful work of Mr. Kennedy that he's done with legal services. I would say that the legal services, frankly, has had a long and troubled history of using taxpayer money for political purposes. The LSC affiliated agency once used federal tax dollars to produce pamphlets and political cartoons for political advocacy purposes. Tax dollars were also used to train activists on how to lobby Congress for additional funding. This marked misuse of taxpayer money and redundancy, and many of these programs are offered as well by the state. So I don't question that there is good work that is being done, but at the same time, I think it's prudent and logical that we look and see how this money is not being used wisely and frankly been inappropriately used. So this is a very, very modest cut in this agency, and I would commend this amendment to the House and ask for their support. Thank you, and I yield back.